Now at 5, it's
2025.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Friday. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a big Easter weekend, the next 3 days here. A lot of people traveling, a lot of people staying home planning things. And how do things look?
Well, we might have an active Saturday weather-wise. On and off rain, maybe some thunderstorms, but today looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
Maybe a stray shower, and Easter Sunday looking dry. But let's head to the Weather Center. We're taking a look at what's going on right now here across central New York. We're seeing those conditions in the 20s across pretty much all of the area, and clear skies as well. There's some stubborn clouds out in western New York, 32 in Syracuse, 35 Rochester, but it's 20 in Saranac Lake, 26 in Rome, and it's a pretty cool start. Now, I didn't experience frost this morning. Maybe some of you might wake up to some frost, but still, it's going to be a cool start today. And as we head into the next several hours, we warm up quickly. A warm front arrives, bringing increasing clouds, maybe a stray shower, but most importantly, high temperatures in the upper 60s, nearing 70 degrees. So it's a warm one today, even warmer tomorrow, but we'll have a look at how the full Easter weekend forecast looks in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Well, two people are...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 5:13, and it's a big weekend this weekend. Easter weekend, Easter Sunday, of course, Good Friday. And when it comes to the weather, well, at least today, it's shaping up rather quiet, but we can't rule out a passing rain shower, especially later on this afternoon. A look at some area cameras right here. You can see, of course, quiet conditions and the bright Venus morning star in Oneonta right now. Another shot to see it this morning before those clouds roll in. But, of course, dry across the board. No instance to report of here locally. Appears to be an accident along I-90 near Syracuse. But as you head, of course, closer to Utica, things looking quiet this morning. And so, radar right now looks a little bit busy. I'll explain why it looks like this coming up in a few minutes, because right now it's dry, but you can see here lots of pinks, blues, and greens. What it should be indicating plenty of wintry mix going on right now. But again, clear skies this morning, sunshine, turning to cloudy skies this afternoon with a passing rain shower. We'll have a better shot of rain tomorrow, but even warmer temperatures expected. We'll have a full detailed look at the Easter weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. It is not their property, but that's not...
4 hours for pickup within an hour, 7 days a week.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Good Friday. Today we are tracking warm weather with the potential for an afternoon rain shower, but the chances are low and primarily north of the Thruway. Downtown Utica live view right now. It's a dry start to your day, a cold start to your day, though. We're waking up to a 26-degree start. Even a slight easterly wind brings those feels-like temperatures down into the low 20s. And the radar this morning looking busy. And I mentioned I would let you know what's going on here in the radar. The reason why it looks so busy with widespread freezing rain and snow is due to what's called a temperature inversion. We have a lot of warm air a little bit above the surface. If you think of my arms as a vertical profile of the atmosphere, near the ground it's actually a lot colder. And because of that, it creates that inversion. Basically, because of those differences in temperatures, those radar beams deflect closer to the surface, picks up a lot more noise that normally wouldn't pick up, like birds, bugs, dust, you name it. It gets a lot more sensitive. So it's dry out there right now, but the radar looks a whole lot different. And on top of that, as you look at the radar and satellite, the reason for that inversion is an approaching warm front from the southwest. This will bring our warmer temperatures today, as well as the off chance of an afternoon shower. So you can see here, mild right now, warm weather moving its way in from the southwest. How warm? Well, we climb into the upper 60s, approaching near 70 this afternoon. So overall, a pretty warm day today. Might not need that winter jacket by the afternoon. However, when it comes to rainfall chances, by the mid-afternoon, maybe a passing rain shower. A better shot for rain arrives tomorrow. It starts out dry, but there's potential for an afternoon shower, maybe a rumble of thunder, but the best chance for a thunderstorm arrives by Saturday evening into the overnight as a cold front rolls through. Then we dry out, but it remains a little bit cooler for Easter Sunday. So today, highs in the 30s, initially warming up into the 60s, nearing 70. Then by this evening, you can see here a chance of a passing rain shower that ends. It dries out overnight. Then by tomorrow, it's a mild start, already in the 60s by the morning. Scattered rain showers drying out. Then rain showers again, this time in the form of potential thunderstorms. Then that passes, and then things cool down for Easter Sunday. But it looks mainly dry. Morning clouds give way to sunshine and high temperatures in the low 50s. So your 7-day forecast following Easter Sunday. Next week, not too bad temperature-wise. Earth Day arrives on Tuesday, 55 the high with maybe some rain chances here and there. And I think we're finally reaching April showers, not April snow showers, which has been holding off for quite some time. So
And
here we are.
some thunderstorms possible for all of us Knick fans tomorrow at 6 o'clock when they have their first playoff game, right?
Yes, good luck, Knicks, but I still got to make sure we don't lose the Magic, the Celtics.
Yeah. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:21. Still ahead on Sunrise. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Meteorologist Eric Gage is tracking the busy Easter weekend over in the Weather Center. And Eric, it's all going to start with a pretty good day today, right?
Yeah, not too bad, Gary. It starts out pretty quiet. Sunshine early this morning. Well, actually, in a couple of hours. We have that morning twilight here, and again, in case you missed it yesterday, look on that eastern sky. You'll see the morning star Venus very, very bright, and it's about as bright as it gets. As the sun begins to rise, of course, it loses its brightness, and then eventually it fades away, as, of course, the orbit of Venus is closer to the sun than Earth is, so you usually see it only during the morning hours, twilight, or towards nighttime. It is a cold start, though. Temperatures in the 20s this morning in Oneonta, and pretty much 20s across all of central New York. 28 Hamilton, 26 in Rome. And as we head throughout the next 12 hours, it does warm up quickly. Not too bad of a day today. Maybe a passing rain shower in the mid-afternoon, but that's really about it rainfall-wise. Mainly quiet. Highs upper 60s, low 70s. We are tracking potential for rainfall tomorrow. Another warm day, but will that warmth stick around for Easter? The full forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. With less than 90 days until sweeping.
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Now, overnight last night, there was less of a shot of seeing the northern lights. There's a better shot during the daytime previously on Wednesday, but it just was too bright, of course, to witness them. But still, we got an amazing shot of the star trails and the northern lights in the distance taken in Newport by Jessica. An amazing photo right here. There has been actually, I can't remember the last time we had a star trail photo submission, but I'm glad to see one again, and thank you for that submission. If you would like to submit one like this, or of course, when it gets posted to social media, if Jessica does see these posts, potentially, if you're wondering how to do this yourself, she might be able to offer some tips. So shout out to Newport and Jessica for this amazing photo submission. And again, your own can be submitted to WKTV.com/weather/pics. So today starts out cold again in the 20s and 30s, but unlike yesterday, we warm up even more into the upper 60s, nearing 70 degrees. We'll track that plus that rainfall potential heading into Easter weekend into that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. If you are looking for a home, you may need
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Today shaping up to be a warm one after some morning sunshine turns to afternoon clouds and maybe a passing rain shower. Downtown Utica, a live view right now here. Things looking dry as we speak, and again on the colder side. We're sitting at a temperature of 26 in Rome. Feels like a 21 with a light east-southeast wind of 5 miles an hour. Radar looking busy, but this is just a temperature inversion. Of course, as the temperatures climb near the surface, all this noise will fade away and we'll see dry conditions. And this is driven by warm air slowly working its way in from the southwest. Dragged in by a low pressure, this is going to bring warmer air into our area for today and for tomorrow. So although it was mild yesterday, we're looking at upper 60s this afternoon and then nearing the low 70s by tomorrow. So we're about, I would say, 10 degrees above average for this time of year, heading into today as well as tomorrow. And when it comes to rainfall chances, again, this morning's dry. This afternoon, maybe a passing rain shower. Best shot is north of the thruway, but that stray shower could move its way south. There's a better chance for rainfall tomorrow. On and off rain, as you can see here. Dips and dives as a passing shower moves through here and there between the mid-morning to the mid-afternoon and then eventually early evening when a cold front passes over us. And then things dry out as we look ahead to Easter Sunday. So let's look at a lot more detail on our Skycast. Today, plenty of sun initially. Clouds increase, partly cloudy by the early afternoon, and then clouds turn to scattered rain showers by the evening hours. Then by Saturday, it starts out pretty mild. Look at this. We're in the upper 50s, low 60s in the Mohawk Valley. Then that turns to some scattered rain showers by the mid-morning, drying out by the early afternoon, and then returning to rain by the evening, this time in the potential of thunderstorms as a cold front passes over us. Following that, we actually cool down by Easter Sunday. Temperatures in the 40s and 30s to start. If you're doing any Easter festivities, it's going to be a bit of a cool one outside, but it will appear to be dry. That's the good news. High temperatures will be in the upper 40s to low 50s by Sunday afternoon. And so your 7-day forecast following Easter Sunday, Monday, high of 62 with some rain chances. Earth Day on the 22nd is somewhat mild, maybe some rain chances as well, but overall, I'm definitely enjoying that 7-day temperature trend. We're in the 60s and 50s and no more 30s, and just fingers crossed we're done with that snow for now. We can put that behind us and focus more on some warmer weather.
Yeah, look at those 2 straight days of 70s.
Not too bad.
Yeah, Eric, thanks. Well, now the latest on the...
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
Yeah, I like the Easter colors today.
Yes, had to pick out the floral pink, and I like the blue and pink there in your tie as well. Yeah, happy Easter weekend. And today, for Good Friday, shaping up not too bad weather-wise. Look at the live look outside in Oneonta right now. It's a breathtaking shot of that morning sunrise out in the distance. And we'll see more of this as we head throughout the day today. Plenty of sun initially, turning to mostly cloudy skies by the afternoon. Temperature, though, in the 20s right now, so it's a cold start. But again, that will change. The rest of central New York, again, in the 20s, in the teens, in the Adirondacks. So it is a cooler start early this morning, but again, we warm up quickly. Clouds increase. Temperatures climb into the upper 60s, nearing 70. There's potential for some rain showers in the mid-afternoon, but it will be brief, and most of the day will actually be on the drier side. So Saturday looks to be even warmer. Will that be the case for Easter Sunday? We'll have a full look at that forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. 2 people are killed, 5 taken.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Great shot of the sunrise there. Good morning, everyone. Time now 6:13, and as you head out the door on this Good Friday, well, things shaping up not too bad this morning. It's a cold start, but a dry one. And you got some pretty scenes here in some area cameras here across central New York, both in Utica, up in Deerfield, and in Oneonta. Great shots out there in the distance. And on top of that, again, it's a dry start. So area roadways green across the board on the traffic tracker. No issues heading to work this morning. And the radar quieting down as those temperatures climb. The inversion somewhat fades away, and there's less of a reflectivity near the ground, allowing that radar to clear up as expected today. So this morning, plenty of sun. Those clouds increase. We'll be tracking mostly cloudy skies this afternoon. A passing rain shower potentially, but otherwise dry conditions are expected. We are looking at a warm up even higher than today for tomorrow, but will that stick around for Easter Sunday? A full detailed look at that forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. It's not their property, but that's not
Swell your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
Dreamers to go. Order during store hours for pickup within an hour, 7 days a week.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Time now 6:18, and as we start out the day today, it's a cold one, but overall looking pretty dry so far. A live view from the eastern sky in downtown Utica. Great shot of that morning twilight, and that sun, of course, rising in a few minutes from now, but still, it is a sunny start to the day. Temperatures in the 20s with calm winds. The radar looking quiet as of now. That inversion somewhat whisking away, and we can see that quick dissipation of that radar noise on those radar scans. And this is driven in by warmer temperatures today. Warm front moving in from the southwest, which will bring, of course, warmer conditions, but also the chance for a rain shower here and there. That low pressure is going to skid its way east, so we're not out of the woods with unsettled conditions this weekend or even today. But again, the temperature not too bad. 10 degrees above average, sitting at 68 for the high today, approaching near 70. And along with that, too, not nearly as windy as days past. However, again, as we're tracking those rainfall chances, this morning looks dry. By the afternoon, mid-afternoon, a passing rain shower. Best shot for that will be north of the Mohawk Valley. Then, as we head into tomorrow, you can see here, Saturday, dips and dives when it comes to the rainfall potential. On and off rain tomorrow. Best shot for rain will be in the afternoon as a cold front rolls through. But there's another round that arrives in the mid-morning right here, as you can see with that spike. And then following that, by the overnight, rainfall potential non-existent as it does dry out by Easter Sunday. So let's look at that Easter weekend forecast in a lot more detail. Starting out today, Good Friday, sunshine turns to increasing clouds, a passing rain shower possible this evening. Then things do quiet down overnight. It's a mild start to the day Saturday in the 50s and 60s initially. We see the arrival of some scattered rain showers by the mid-morning, drying out, warming up into the upper 60s, low 70s, and then here comes that trailing cold front. This could fire up some thunderstorms heading into Saturday evening. Then we quiet down after some morning clouds Easter Sunday. We're looking at sunshine arriving and highs in the low to mid-50s. So your 7-day forecast following this weekend, it remains pretty mild. And even in fact, I would say warm as well. Monday, Tuesday for Earth Day, Wednesday and Thursday, 50s and 60s. So hopefully we're saying goodbye to that April snow showers and maybe some April rain showers as we get those blooming flowers coming in the next couple of weeks.
We were due, weren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us. Good morning once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center tracking the Easter weekend forecast. And Eric, again, it all begins today with a nice Good Friday forecast, right?
Yes, and a matter of fact, the sun is already starting to peek over the horizon. Here's a look in Oneonta right now where we've got the beautiful, beautiful shot of that sunrise there in the distance. A great start to, yes, Easter weekend and for Good Friday as well. Now, today is not going to be entirely dry. I just want to clarify that ahead of time, but it's going to be mostly dry with a passing rain shower potentially in the mid-afternoon. Temperature, though, sitting at 30 in Oneonta, in the 20s for much of central New York, teens up in Saranac Lake. So it's a very cold start to your day today, but it will warm up very quickly. We go from the 20s and in some cases teens right now to a balmy upper 60, low 70 degree day today. And on top of that, even tomorrow looking warmer, maybe a bit more unsettled with rain showers. But will this continue into Easter itself? We'll have a full detailed look at that forecast in a few minutes. Gary.
Eric, thanks. With less than 90 days until
Omni, we've got your back.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Amazing shot right there. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. On this Good Friday, our photo of the day is a pretty spectacular one. When we first started this segment, can't believe it's been, I believe, over a year of doing this. One of the first photos was of a star trail, and as you can see here, this is one with an aurora in the background. Yes, there was a faint glow of the northern lights. There was a solar storm. Of course, they are incredibly difficult to predict, but the brunt of the storm was on Wednesday, but there's just a very faint glow here in the distance, enough to be captured on this amazing long exposure camera shot here taken by Jessica in Newport. So shout out to Newport, and thank you, Jessica, for this photo submission. This will be submitted, or at least posted, on our social media pages later on this morning or later on this afternoon. And Jessica, if you're watching, if there are any amateur or professional photographers who are willing to wonder what the equipment is that you used here or any techniques you used, feel free to ask around. Hopefully she'll be able to reply. And of course, I love this ability that we can connect photographers and people in the area to amazing photos like this. We are looking at a cold start today, but it does warm up. We have a full look at that Easter weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. If you're looking for a new home, you may need
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning on this Good Friday. We are tracking sunshine to start. Clouds will increase throughout the day, and we also warm up as well. Downtown Utica, a live view in the eastern sky right now. We were treated to a pretty beautiful sunrise this morning, but it is still on the colder side. 26 the current temperature in Rome right now. Feels like 26 with a calm wind at play here as we speak. Radar looking dry. The inversion early this morning is somewhat weakening, allowing those warmer temperatures very near the ground to continue to warm up with that sun. And this inversion that we saw this morning was driven in by this area of low pressure. This is dragging a warm front into our area, which means that warm air lifts north into our area by today and for tomorrow. But along with that warm front comes, of course, the risk for rain, and we can see some of that right here around that low pressure out to the west. So when it comes to highs today, we're about 10 degrees above average. 68, 69, 70, the highs potentially today. And again, it's a mainly dry day, but that rainfall chance is still there, primarily for the mid to late afternoon. So just a heads up, if you work outside today, just plan for the potential for a brief rain shower. At least most of that rainfall chance stays to the north, but still it could reach parts of the Thruway corridor. Then when it comes to rainfall chances tomorrow, a different story. You can see these dips and crests here from the potential for on and off rain on Saturday. Best shot for the mid-morning, drying out by the early afternoon, and then a return to rain showers by the evening as well. And then it does, of course, dry out as we head into Easter Sunday itself. Let's look at a detailed look here. So sunshine today, clouds increase, temperatures climb into the upper 60s. Then comes that brief rain shower, drying out overnight. It's a mild start to the day Saturday. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Scattered rain showers by the mid-morning, drying out by the early afternoon, and then a return again to some scattered rain showers by the evening. That'll switch to dry weather by Easter Sunday, although a little bit cooler, with highs only in the low 50s to mid 50s across the board. So if you have any plans for Easter Sunday, don't expect any rainfall, but again, maybe a light jacket heading out the door, because pretty much the coldest of the next 7 days. Most of the next few were in the 60s and 70s, so pretty nice weather to wrap up the final weeks of April and hopefully get some pretty decent May flowers from this as well.
Spring has sprung.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Now to the latest on the fight between the
The
nations.
news with Gary Liberatore.
Welcome and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And what a busy weekend for a lot of folks.
Yes.
And people start traveling today, and the weather looks good so far, right?
Yeah, pretty warm so far. It was sunny to start. Clouds are starting to roll in right now. In fact, a look in downtown Utica as we speak. Things are shaping up to be a bit more cloudy over the next several hours, but aside from a stray rain shower this afternoon, weather looks mainly quiet here across the board. We're currently looking at temperatures in the 60s already. 64 in Rome, 63 Hamilton, even 58 up in Saranac Lake, 73 down in Dansville right now. So we are tracking that warm up as it pushes its way north and east. So today, a warm one. Still, though, a bit breezy out there, especially with those winds on those hilltops south of the Mohawk Valley. Anytime we get a south wind, that's usually the spot that sees the highest wind speeds. And the radar, it is picking up on some elevated moisture here up near Old Forge, but this really isn't reaching the ground right now. Air is way too dry near the surface. We zoom out, we are still looking at this rain system out to our north and to our west. This could push its way east. Maybe, again, a stray shower this afternoon, but again, most of our area remains dry during the daytime today. Might not be the case as we head into tomorrow. A full detailed look at that Easter weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And if you were driving in downtown Utica this morning,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Happy Good Friday, everyone. Today's shaping up not too bad. In fact, it's already warming up into the 60s right now. Cooperstown, live view right now. A lot of folks out and about enjoying the warm day. Now, there was plenty of sunshine earlier. A few more clouds are rolling their way in as expected. So, although the skies won't be nearly as blue, still expect mainly quiet weather. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar picking up on these scattered rain showers elevated in the atmosphere. This is called Virga. It's not quite reaching the ground right now. Temperatures peaking in the upper 60s, nearing 70 today before we cool down into the 50s by the end of the weekend. But before that, though, we've got a couple of days of pretty warm temperatures. So, chance of rain outlook. Today looking mainly quiet, a passing shower possible by the mid-afternoon. Then things quiet down overnight. Tomorrow, a little bit more of an unsettled day. You can see here on and off rain chances. Better shot for rain by the mid to late morning, a lull in the rainfall. Then by the mid to late evening is when we begin to see the arrival of our secondary round of rainfall. This could produce some thunderstorms in the evening hours Saturday. And then, in the wake of that cold front, things cool down but dry out heading into Easter Sunday. And with the changing seasons, it's getting closer and closer to the major bloom and the major green up in a lot of foliage. And a reminder that we're going to start hitting the brunt of pollen season. Top allergens so far are ash, juniper, and poplar, if I can pronounce that correctly. My goodness. But again, we've got medium pollen levels today and Saturday. and then high levels as we head into Sunday. So here comes that warm front. It arrives into our area today through Saturday. Then that trailing cold front, you can see here, it moves through and it cools down a little bit heading into Sunday. But notice here, we're saying goodbye to really those Arctic blues and purples and seeing a lot more of these yellows, greens, even some oranges as well. So to our skycast, here comes the arrival of clouds. Again, that passing shower is possible. Then things quiet down. It's going to be a pretty mild start to your Saturday. Temperatures already beginning in the 60s and 50s. Then we'll see the arrival of some scattered rain showers by the mid to late morning. Then by the afternoon, drying out. Might have an hour or so or a couple of hours to do any outdoor activities before our secondary round of rainfall in the form of potential thunderstorms pushes through by Saturday evening. That switches to a cooler, windier, but drier Sunday with sunshine and temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. So your 7-day forecast, the coolest day of the next 7 appears to be on Easter Sunday. Then as we enter, for what some of you might have for spring break, it appears not too bad. 50s and 60s, rain chances here and there, but I mean, for spring break weather, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
At least for April, and hopefully this sticks around with warmer temperatures into May.
Good for those kids,
Yes.
right? Eric, thanks. Well, it might seem like NBC's Richard Engel reporting from Tehran, and meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now for the big weekend. And boy, the temperatures tomorrow are pretty high.
Yeah, a high of 73 tomorrow. A little cooler on Easter Sunday, but it's a tale of two different days. And I do also want to point out to the bunny in the background of the graphic here too. You ever hold a baby bunny before?
Never.
I've held a baby bunny once. It's the softest thing you could ever touch. They're obviously so adorable too. But yeah, it's Easter weekend, and we'll look at the current conditions, or at least what we can expect conditions-wise throughout the weekend. 73 with on and off rain Saturday. So if you're a fan of warm weather, well, it comes with a bit of a fine print there with on and off rain. But if you're a fan of sunshine, well, it's a little cooler for Easter Sunday. But again, not too bad. These conditions heading into Easter weekend, they could be worse. It could be like what we saw Wednesday with those squalls of sleet and snow. Now, across central New York on the Mesonet camera network, a lot more mid to high level clouds rolling in as we speak. So cloudy skies continuing on. Maybe a rain shower, brief rain shower later on this afternoon. But for now, things are looking dry. Temperatures comfortably in the 60s, and we'll continue to see these temperatures climb as we head into tomorrow. We'll have again, more detailed look at the arrival, at least the timing of those rain showers in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. It's Deja Vu Courtroom.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Today we are tracking plenty of dry weather initially, but there's a chance of a stray shower this afternoon as a warm front moves in. Cooperstown live view right now. A lot of folks out and about enjoying the beautiful day today. Temperature at 64 beautiful degrees in the town of Cooperstown right now. And the radar still looking mainly quiet. However, we have these very weak showers beginning to form out to the west. And again, we could see those stray showers today, but they'll be brief and won't last too long. Still, best chance for them will be falling north of the thruway today. So high temperatures will climb into the upper 60s, low 70s in the Mohawk Valley today. Roughly around 10 degrees warmer than average. And we have another warm day heading tomorrow, but that will come with the potential for some rain showers. Now today, again, highest chance of rainfall in the mid to late evening around 6 p.m. Then that rainfall chance ends until tomorrow morning, mid-morning, followed by on and off rain until the early evening to mid-evening. That's when a secondary round of rain arrives Saturday. This could produce a rumble of thunder or two. Instability is not all quite there, but there's potential as a cold front will eventually cool things down heading into Sunday. And we're also starting to enter the brunt of pollen season. So medium levels of pollen today, tomorrow, and a high level of pollen on Easter Sunday. The top allergens, ash, juniper, and poplar. Don't worry if I studied my mispronunciation there. But still, it's going to be a high level for the next couple of days. And we'll continue to see those higher levels as we approach early May, as that's the thick of it in the allergy season. So the bigger picture, here comes that warm front today and tonight. Pretty mild start tomorrow. I'll show those temperatures in a second. And then a trailing cold front moves through heading into Saturday evening. That'll set the stage for a cooler but quieter Sunday with highs only in the 40s and 50s. So on our Skycast, beautiful afternoon so far. We'll start to see those rainfall chances heading into 5 and 6 p.m. It's brief and things end quickly. Overnight lows only falling into the upper 50s, low 60s. So pretty mild start to the day tomorrow. Scattered rain showers briefly, a lull in the rainfall by the early afternoon, and then a secondary round of rainfall. This could be have the potential of producing a rumble of thunder or two along this line. Then as that cold front moves through, things cool down and dry up as we head into Sunday morning. Maybe some patchy fog, but that fog will lift and we'll see sunshine by the afternoon with highs in the 50s. So your 7-day forecast, Easter Sunday, the coolest day of the next 7, but still 52, not too bad compared to what we've experienced in the past couple of weeks. And beyond that, for those of you entering spring break next week, not too bad if those temperatures, Gary, 60s and 50s, approaching near 70 by Thursday. You couldn't ask, well, maybe you could have 70s and sunshine all week long, but it's April. We get this weather. We're happy.
We're looking good.
Yes.
Finally. Eric, thanks. Well, UC Berkeley's
Kristen Copeland.
Much warmer weather is here just in time for the Easter weekend, but with that, some rain too. We start tonight in the Weather Center with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
You know, a lot of people they're itching to get outside, do things. It's Easter weekend. The weather looks pretty decent. There's some bumps in the road, though. And it starts tonight. We are tracking a couple of showers here. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. If you're looking to get out this evening, these are hit or miss. And for the most part, these are happening north of the Mohawk Valley, but I can't rule out a few more showers developing as we head into this evening. It is warm out there, and it is cloudy. 68 degrees is the current temperature, much warmer than even yesterday. Wow, what a turnaround since Wednesday. We are tracking showers tonight. It's going to be very mild overnight. It's going to kind of remind you of an early summer night with how warm it's going to be. Temperatures will be warm on Saturday, but we're tracking on and off rain showers. Not quite a washout, but pretty close. The good news is that Easter Sunday looks beautiful. We'll see a return to sunshine, a little bit cooler and breezy, but it is looking really nice here, and it is expected to stay dry. Showers this evening, temperatures in the 60s. I've got to look at the weekend forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Great news heading into the holiday week.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking some warm weather heading into the weekend. Some pretty interesting clouds out there this evening. Take a live look at our downtown camera in Utica. This is our Nexus camera, and we're getting some of those wavy clouds. These are called undulatus asperatus clouds. So a fancy word of saying clouds that look wavy but don't actually produce a lot of weather aside from a few showers. So that's the type of weather that's happening, and this is caused by rising air and something called wind shear, where the winds are changing direction with height. Current temperature is 68 degrees. It is warm out there, but it is also looking a little ominous. Just a few showers to track so far this evening. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few pop-up showers are possible tonight. The weather's going to stay unsettled as we head into Saturday. Easter, though, looks a lot nicer. We should see sunshine, temperatures in the mid-50s. There will be a breeze, but it should be a nice day. It should stay dry. A little chilly in the morning, but overall not bad. I know there's been many Easters in the past where either it's been snowing or there's been snow on the ground. Thankfully this year, it's actually going to feel a lot more like spring. I think that also has to do with the fact that it's a lot later this year. Breezy conditions continue through the weekend into early next week. Like today, it's noticeably breezy, but it's not windy like it was earlier this week. The strong winds will subside, but again, you'll notice the breeze. Bigger picture, we've got an area of low pressure approaching from the west. This is going to carry with it a warm front as well as a cold front. The warm front will bring a few showers this evening. The cold front arrives tomorrow, and it brings, again, a continuation of unsettled weather. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, it is very mild tonight. Overnight lows will only be in the upper 50s. It's going to feel like an early summer night. Saturday, we start out relatively mild. Temperatures will make their way to near 70 degrees. Rounds of showers will be rolling through, a round in the morning, perhaps 2 rounds in the afternoon, one in the early afternoon, one in the later afternoon. The last round that moves through is the most likely to produce some thunderstorms, and this would be the better chance would be south of the Mohawk Valley. And we're only talking about a few rumbles here, nothing super strong. Heading into tomorrow night, the weather will start to dry out. Easter Sunday, a few clouds in the morning give way to lots of sunshine and a beautiful afternoon. Temperatures in the 50s. Tonight, showers, mild, an overnight low of 59. Tomorrow, cloudy, showers throughout the day. Not a complete washout, but again, it is an unsettled afternoon. It's warm though, a high of 73. Storm Tracker 2's 7-day forecast. Easter Sunday looks nice, 55 degrees. Spring break, not bad weather-wise. 62 on Monday. A few showers were dry Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll make a run towards 70 as we head into the end of the week. Next chance of rain on Friday.
This is spring. This is spring weather. Got
spring
the rain.
Break, spring weather.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, thank you. The holiday weekend could be on the forecast, so you can do your planning with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Yeah, spring break looks like pretty nice weather here throughout the week. Let's talk about what's happening today. What is up with those clouds? They look really ominous. This is a picture taken from Jess in Whitesboro earlier this afternoon. Again, just ominous skies, but these clouds are actually harmless. They're called undulatus clouds. They are caused by rising air and wind shear, winds that are twisting these clouds around. Again, they are harmless, but they look really ominous. And they're out there now. They will continue for the next couple of hours, and then they should move to the east. Warm weather tomorrow, a high of 73. In general, the weather will stay near or above average as we head throughout the rest of the week. Easter Sunday is the cooler day of the next 7, but it looks beautiful. Sunshine, 55. We're into the low 60s on Monday. If you're heading out this evening, again, a sprinkle is possible. Otherwise, things look pretty quiet. That's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Taking the dog out for a walk, well, again, the weather looks pretty mild. Temperatures near 70 degrees and generally quiet conditions. Again, a passing shower is possible. Daisy from Ilion is tonight's featured dog. If you want to be part of this, send your photos to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. It's hockey night in Utica.
You need to know. Will they need a jacket, an umbrella? What should your kids wear to school tomorrow? Get the bus stop forecast only from Storm Tracker 2. Brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A warm day today. Temperatures made it into the upper 60s. It is going to be a warm start to the weekend, too. We do have some rain in the forecast. Let's take a live look in Cooperstown. 69 degrees, cloudy skies. We did see some sunshine earlier today, but the rest of the day looks cloudy. And we are tracking a couple of showers out there. For the most part, it looks relatively quiet this evening. This is widening the view out. You don't really see a whole lot going on. I can't rule out a brief sprinkle here as we head into this evening. The overall weather over the weekend looks pretty nice. Saturday, we have the chance for rain showers, a couple of chances for rain, one in the morning and 2 chances in the afternoon, 73 for the high. So it is a warm day despite it being wet. And then Easter Sunday looks nice. Sunshine, cooler, bit of a breeze, but looking dry from start to finish with high temperatures in the mid-50s. The hummingbirds continue to migrate north. We've seen some reports of a hummingbird spotted in the Hudson Valley, the lower Hudson Valley, as well as southern New England. And with this overall warm weather pattern, I think it's just a matter of time. Still thinking we're about 1 to 2 weeks out before they arrive locally, but we will keep you posted. A surprise last night, the Northern Lights did show up for a little while. This was before midnight. right outside of the TV studio here. So this is from our parking lot. You can see a little bit of color here. This was with the camera only. So if you were trying to see this without the camera, you wouldn't be able to. It was just too dim. But again, that was a little bit of a surprise for us. And again, if we do have any chances for seeing the northern lights ahead, we continue to pass along those opportunities as best as we can. Whitesboro, 66 degrees. Mike and New Hartford, 68. Barneveld, 63. Curtis, 64. Jeff and Mohawk, 68. Worcester, 65. Devon, Hartwick, 67. Again, just a warm day today. And again, it looks warm tomorrow. Low pressure is going to move in. It drags a cold front from the west, and that's going to instigate some showers as we head into Saturday. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast warm tonight. Overnight lows only near 60. We start out Saturday morning with showers in the morning. We'll get some breaks. A chance for rain, maybe even a few thunderstorms in the afternoon, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. That's the best chance of seeing a rumble of thunder. Temperatures climb to near 70 before all this arrives. Cooler weather heading into Saturday night. Sunday, we start out with a few clouds. Sunshine prevails. High temperatures climb into the mid-50s. Showers tonight, a low of 59. Tomorrow, a warm afternoon, but unsettled. Temperatures in the low 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers return Monday, 62. It's looking dry Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A pretty nice week for the kids that are off. Temperatures will be close to 70 again as we look ahead to Thursday and Friday. We'll be right back.
News with Kristen Copeland.
It would appear spring has sprung in the Mohawk Valley. Pleasant temperatures today and still warming up, but we also have some rain this Easter weekend. Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is tracking when.
I know a lot of people are just itching to be outdoors, especially after such a cold week this week. Things have really turned around, and it is going to be generally nice this evening. Not quite as sunny as what we saw earlier, but aside from a brief shower, I think for the most part it should be pleasant. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. 71 degrees is the temperature at Griffiths and Rome. Very comfortable, and again, much warmer than the past couple of days. We have showers on the way as we head into the start of the weekend, but it's going to be a very mild tonight, kind of reminiscent of an early summer night with overnight lows only near 60. On and off showers for most of Saturday, but the weather looks a lot nicer on Easter Sunday. Cooler, but the sunshine comes out, and it looks to stay dry throughout the entire day. Showers around this evening, temperatures in the 60s. We've got to look at that weekend forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Great news heading into the holiday weekend. The boys.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Feeling like a breath of fresh air today compared to Wednesday. What a turnaround. We will go from 30s and snow to 70 degrees and sunshine, at least earlier today. The clouds have returned. 71 degrees is the current temperature in downtown Utica. It is very nice outside if you're looking to do a long walk, or maybe you're going out to eat. The weather looks to cooperate. We're keeping an eye on the radar. There's a chance of a passing shower, but there's nothing in the immediate future here. So I think we're in the clear up until about sunset, and then we have the chance for a few showers here as we head into tonight and tomorrow. What's up with those clouds? This was taken earlier this afternoon from Jess in Whitesboro. They look ominous, but they're harmless. These are called undulatus clouds. They're caused by wind shear that's twisting winds in the atmosphere and rising air. And again, they really don't produce much weather. If anything, maybe a sprinkle. Looking ahead to Easter, the weather looks great for Easter morning, Easter afternoon. Temperatures climb into the mid-50s. A little chilly in the morning. But by the afternoon, the weather looks generally nice. There will be a breeze out there that's going to continue for most of the day from the west between about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Skywatchers, Clinton 67 degrees, Barneveld 63, Curtis 64, Jeff and Mohawk 68, Worcester with 65 degrees. So Easter looks nice, but heading into Easter, not so nice. As we head into tomorrow, a low pressure to the west will bring rounds of showers as we head into Saturday afternoon. But it does look warm before the rain arrives. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. It is very mild. Overnight lows only near 60. kind of feeling like an early summer night across central New York, mostly cloudy skies. Very small chance of a shower. Saturday morning, showers will be arriving from the west. They're widespread, but they don't last all day. We get a chance to dry out in the early afternoon, but then the next round of rain arrives. This could be accompanied by thunder, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. That's the cold front. When the cold front rolls through, temperatures will drop, will dry out. The stage is set for a really nice Easter. Some clouds in the morning give way to sunshine. Beautiful afternoon. High temperatures near 50 degrees. Tonight, showers, a low of 59. Again, a very mild night. Mild tomorrow, temperatures in the low 70s. A chance of rain in the morning as well as the afternoon. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Easter Sunday looks beautiful, 55 degrees. Showers on Monday. For the kids that have next week off, it looks pretty nice for spring break. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday looks dry. Temperatures close to 70 as we get into Thursday and Friday.
Loving that. We
Really
waited.
nice,
We
yeah.
waited, and now we have it.
There you
All
go.
right, Bill, thank you. Still to come here on News Channel 2.
The news with Ben Kinney.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Jason has the night off. I'm joined by Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis, and it was a warm day out there today.
Very warm weather out there. We're going to hold on to this as we start the weekend. Take a look at these clouds. These look
Wow.
pretty ominous,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, that's weird.
They're-
I've never seen clouds like swirly like that.
So this is caused by wind shear. These are called undulatus asperatus clouds.
Yeah, that's a
Wave,
mouthful.
wave clouds, basically. And they look scary, but they don't really produce a lot of weather. So barks horse in the bite this evening. We're expecting the weather to remain warm tonight. It's going to feel like a summer night across central New York. Overnight lows only near 60 degrees. A couple of showers to the north tonight. Overall, the weather looks pretty quiet. Can't rule out a passing shower, but that should be about it, at least tonight. Current temperature 65 degrees. It's warm out there. It's going to be warm tomorrow. Temperatures in the low 70s. Cooler for Easter Sunday. Dry, some sunshine is expected, and weather's looking pretty warm as we head into spring break for the kids. Clear skies tonight. I should say cloudy skies tonight. Low temperature of 59. We're looking at the weekend forecast coming up. Ben, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. Tomorrow marks 55.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are taking a live look in downtown Utica. It is a warm night across central New York, a temperature of 65 degrees. We are looking at generally dry conditions across the region. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A couple of sprinkles to the north, but otherwise a pretty quiet night. Again, you step outside, it does not feel like spring. It feels kind of like summer. Looking ahead to Easter, this warm weather is not going to stick around the whole weekend. It is a warm start. By the time we get into Easter Sunday, it does cool down a little bit. It looks to be a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, a breeze, a high temperature of 55 degrees. We've been keeping tabs on the northern lights. We've had a pretty active solar pattern, and it looks like we have another chance to possibly see these. This would be Monday night, so it's still several days away. But there's a piece of energy that was jettisoned off the sun earlier today that could potentially impact the lights here as we head into Monday night, and we'll keep you posted. Windy conditions will continue. The winds will not be as strong compared to what we saw on Wednesday, but it will be breezy Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Generally, wind gusts get as high as about 30 miles an hour. So you look at the radar and satellite image. We are tracking, again, a couple of sprinkles out there. The next weather system will approach tomorrow. And it's a cold front. That cold front's going to be moving in as we get into the afternoon. It's producing some showers and a few rumbles of thunder to the west. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Temperatures, again, only fall into the upper 50s, so kind of feeling like a summer night. A few passing showers out there. Scattered showers here on Saturday, especially in the morning, and then another round in the afternoon. So it's not going to rain the whole day, but there's going to be a couple of rounds of rain. There could be a few rumbles of thunder with this later in the day, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. A warm afternoon before the rain arrives. Heading into tomorrow night, the weather does cool down. Temperatures will drop down into the 40s. On Sunday, it's sunny and it's beautiful. High temperatures climb into the 50s. Tonight, Looking at a few showers, low temperature of 59 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, a few showers, a high of 73. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, the weather looks beautiful here on Easter Sunday, 55 degrees. A little chilly, a little bit of a breeze, but not too bad. Monday's high 62, and then heading into spring break, temperatures look really warm with highs in the 60s as we look ahead to Wednesday and Thursday. Come here, Sky.
If you were wondering what sounded like a seal,
Oh, she's walking away.
about 2 minutes ago.
She just left us.
Thanks, Sky.
Brought my dog in, but she's all of a sudden camera shy.
She's never been camera shy. She's
I know.
never once.
Oh, there
here
she
she
is.
is. There, Spencer coming in clutch.
Come on up. No, she's distracted. Maybe we'll bring her in the end.
Well, we tried. All right. Thank you very much, Bill. Coming up next,